Welcome to Tabletop Gaming Guild. Tabletop Gaming Guild is all about the experiences of members that playing tabletop games with friends and families can create. Today we're looking at a classic Reiner Knizia game, The Quest for El Dorado. Quest for El Dorado is a race game with minor deck building elements that has seen continuous support over the year with multiple expansions, and the Finnish publishers even announced collection of all the expansions being released sometime next year. Hopefully Ravensburg also releases one, but is unknown at this moment. El Dorado is designed by Reiner Knizia, published by Ravensburger, art by Vincent Dutrait and France Vulwinkel. You set up using this handy-dandy setup sheet. If you want a basic game to start with, you will use a starter map. However, if you want to play some different maps, it gives you a few options to choose from. But once it's all set up, you're going to want to shuffle your deck of 8 cards and draw 4. And then in turn order, you will follow the actions on your player board, which are pretty straightforward. You will play as many of the cards in your hand as you want. Then you may buy cards, and then you may discard as many cards as you want from your remaining hand. Then you draw back up until you have 4 cards. When you play cards from your hand, they have 2 possible functions. They can either be used for movement, in which case you need to match the symbol of the space you're moving into. You cannot use multiple cards to move into one space. One final note on movement: you can never move into any of the mountain spaces, which are the mountain-like spaces that have no symbol requirement on them, and you can never move in the space containing another player. After you've done your movement for the round, you may use cards to buy other cards, bearing in mind that all yellow cards with the gold symbol are worth 1 money each. Any other cards are worth half a money, so playing a single other card is not particularly useful. When you buy cards, you put them into your discard, and then all played cards go in your discard. And as I said, you may then choose to discard your remaining cards or hold on to it and only draw up to 4. Once one of these piles from the starting market is empty, the next person to buy may either buy one of the other cards from the starting market or choose one from the future market to buy, and then the remaining cards from that stack go into the current market. That's how a turn is played. You'll continue per normal until you hit one of these borders. You cross borders just like you would moving a space. You have to have the card and play the card that matches the symbol, or in the case of this border, just play any 2 cards. Then you remove that border so it no longer affects anybody and move the map together. The game will continue like that from round to round, and with people racing across this map. When a player reaches one of the 3 finishing spaces in El Dorado, you would finish the round and then end the game. If multiple people reach the finishing spaces in the same round, you would then look at who has the most border pieces. Finally, let's talk about cave tiles. If you choose to include the optional cave tiles, if a player ends their movement next to one of these spaces containing cave tokens, they get to acquire 1 that they can use at any time during the game as a one-time use token. This is a fast, fun, light game that's easy to teach. The setup is not too bad. It takes a couple minutes to sort out all the cards. It's a little bit more than I would like for a game this fast, but it's not a big deal. It also forces you to decide between moving fast early on or using your cards for buying better cards. Also, towards the end of the game, you tend to have much stronger cards, so even though symbol requirements for moving onto spaces are much higher, you do tend to have big movement turns from time to time. This dynamic of spending cards for buying cards rather than moving gives it kind of a rubber band effect, because what will happen a lot is the person who's lagging behind a little bit will suddenly start catching up very fast because they have better cards. That also gives a little bit of an odd cooperation to this game, because what will happen in a lot of games is you'll see a couple players like pulling way ahead and like think they're doing really well, and then I realize, oh no, we're in trouble. This other player has some really good cards. We need to watch out for him and make sure he can't pass us, otherwise we're done. In short, I think it's pretty obvious that I really do enjoy this game. It's a great family weight game, and I really do hope that expansion collection does get released in the US because I really want it. I do not have any expansions for this yet, and you know, there's a lot of play in this game, but I want to see what else it can offer. Thank you again for watching. Please join us again on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and other social medias. And please don't forget to like and subscribe.